there supposed to be like a chop? Like, action.
Action. Hey guys, so I just want to quickly say, this interview, I genuinely have no idea what the questions are going to be. They've been put together from a number of people, and I've told them to be, kind of as invasive as possible. I want to kind of give you guys a true story into kind of my yachting career, my kind of what happened on below deck, what happened in my personal life, just to kind of give you an in-depth kind of thing of what you didn't see, what I didn't give away on below deck, and just some information about me. Interviewing me today, by the way, is Pat. Pat is a good friend, and we're going to see what the questions are today. Anyway, let's go.
So, Conrad, first thing that's on a lot of people, I can't talk right now. If you had to pick, Conrad, one word to describe yourself, what would that one word be?
I'd like to say ambitious. I've always got kind of big dreams and big ideas of wherever I want to go. I've not just got one thing going on ever. I always want to have multiple things going on because I always want to go somewhere. I don't want to just sit and live a normal life as such.
As a child, what was one of your absolute favorite hobbies that you enjoyed doing?
Ooh. I don't know why I looked at you on this one. I don't know. I always enjoyed motocross because it was something I could do with my, I called him my dad. He's my stepdad. So it was always something I could do with him, and it's always something I really enjoyed, kind of growing up and kind of getting out and being able to do with him.
Well, on that topic, any mischief? Get into any trouble as a kid?
I guess you could kind of say that I was bullied all through school, pretty badly. Really? Actually, yeah. So going into year 10 and kind of 11, I don't know if that's the same sort of years as you got here, but going into them, it kind of, I then kind of started hanging out with the wrong crowd and kind of started getting into a bit of mischief. Yeah, you could kind of say, but it's all character building.
Got it. So, we'll definitely touch on your adolescence a little bit later on, but focusing just on your childhood is, how would you, and you kind of talked about it just a little while ago, is how would you characterize your parents? How would you summarize growing up and how your parents influenced you?
So going back, so obviously my real father didn't really kind of have much to do with my kind of life as such. It was more my kind of mother and my stepfather. I call him my dad. They were extremely supportive in whatever I did. They supported me through everything, and they were very, don't get me wrong, I wasn't poor, but I definitely wasn't rich or anything like that, but they'd done everything they could to try and help me and to try and push me in the right direction.
You Conrad, one thing about you, ambitious, I think, is a great word that describes you, but you're really young, you're early 20s. How do you feel your peers, people in your age group view you at this point? Do you feel that they view you as someone important, or do you feel that you're just kind of breaking through the ice right now?
I think in some ways, someone asked me this actually a little while ago, and something I grew up quick. I went from being at home and kind of mucking around and doing whatever, right, to then I had to go do my courses to go into yachting, and it was at that point that I had to grow up quickly. I went from kind of doing your kind of normal kind of everyday kind of jobs and whatever, and then flying out to the south of France and no experience into what I was doing, and it was at that point you have to take life seriously, right, to kind of get onto these boats and kind of work with these guys that are 25, 30 plus that are really good at their job. It was kind of you're kind of mucking around. Time in life is stop now, and time to focus on the kind of higher things and get on.
In doing all of that, kind of learning yachting and all that stuff, did you have any time for friends, for relationships, for things like that as an adolescent?
No. And I didn't you know, I grew up quick, like I said, went out to yachting, and I know it was very much, you know, I was, you know, I didn't have a relationship for 4 years. The whole time I was in yachting, I didn't, you know, I mucked around, don't get me wrong. We went out drinking, we went and done all the most craziest things. I had the most amazing holidays, and so don't get me wrong, I still had an amazing time, but I just did it in a different way. But it definitely held me back from having a relationship. Yeah.
Do you feel that you're, you know, how do I want to put this, is, do you feel that your peers and people, you know, that are important to you, I should say, not peers, you know, how was their reaction when you became part of the cast of Below the Deck?
If I'm honest, it was kind of Below Deck is kind of, the people in yachting, I wouldn't say it's frowned upon, but it's definitely like, oh, you don't want to go on that show. Like, it's kind of the end of your yachting career. It's the end of your yachting career if you act like a on it. My main thing was to go into Below Deck and show how a job should be done. How the yachting career, how you should actually be on a yacht. And, you know, maybe kind of a few minor bits that, you know, maybe I would have, you know, I mucked up on, was kind of, didn't kind of portray out in that way. But apart from that, I'd say that it was, you know, that was why I got into it. I wanted to kind of show. But what was, I veered off then. What was the question again?
No, you're fine. What I was asking was, how did your family and your friends and the people that were closest to you really react upon you kind of coming home and saying, hey, I'm part of the cast of Below the Deck?
Here we go. Is my mum. I phoned up my mum. I'm like, all right, mum, yeah. So I got something to tell you. We obviously know about this show. Like, it's not that big in the UK. It's more bigger in America. And I was like, hey, mum, yeah, I'm thinking about going on Below Deck. You can what? Maybe not the F word, but
definitely surprised.
She was definitely surprised and did not want me to go on it to start with, because she's always wanted me to go through yachting and she wanted to kind of do all that. And then she actually then kind of came around to the idea, and I was like, look, it could open a door for me. It could open anything. So I thought, why not?
Right.
I want an adventure. Let's do it.
One thing that I love about you, Conrad, is everything kind of you can feel, and your viewers can probably feel. All your answers really kind of go back to that first question that I asked you about one word to describe yourself, and it's ambitious, from, you know, just the few things that you've mentioned so far. So I mean, that's definitely something I think that's admirable.
Thank you. I've always gone along the sayings of, like, aim big and you'll want to come somewhere near. Like, I never want to live just a normal life. I can never just, I don't know, I struggle to sit still. I've always been like that. In school, I could never sit still. I was always like, oh, what's that outside? Probably why I failed school, to be perfectly honest with you.
Just kind of changing gears towards, you know, again, your fame with Below the Deck. But one thing that I'm curious to know is, how do you feel when you have a younger person, you know, asking for an autograph from you? You know, how does that make you feel?
I've never had anyone actually ask for an autograph. If you did, I would probably, like, I can hardly sign my own name on something. I literally just kind of do a little scribble. So don't ever ask. I know you probably wouldn't, but don't ever ask one. But the whole pictures thing is a little bit, like, it's not weird. It's just, as in, like, people recognizing me was always a little bit bizarre. Like, I've never been, you know, I never went into Below Deck for that.
Right.
Below Deck. Below Deck for that. I literally only went in it for the money, to be able to kind of get my money together to be able to start working on property. That was always it.
Got it. When it comes to Below, am I saying?
By the way,
right?
by the way, if I don't ever answer a question,
yeah,
because I veered off something, just ask me.
I was just about to say, is it Below Deck or Below the Deck? Because now
Below Deck.
It's below. Why did I think it was Below the Deck this whole time?
I don't know, but a lot of people ask me that. Is it
Heather? Is it Below the Deck?
Below
I say
Deck.
below the deck.
I used to start saying Below the Deck.
Oh my
By the way,
God.
there's a few of us in here. Just if I start looking off at other people, it's because I'm getting distracted.
Getting a little veered off here. So Below Deck, okay. Just curious to know, you know, as far as you know, you're on this, you're part of the show. What was, and this is a very black and white answer, I feel, but elaborate on it. Is, what was your favorite part about being on Below Deck?
Um. I. This is a diff. You got any ideas? I genuinely have no idea.
I knew we were going to stump you today.
Yeah, that worked. That worked. Again, I think it was the adventure. You know, I never even contemplated going on that show until I had that one day when they phoned me up and they were there like, I got an email from someone and they were like, hey, would you ever think about going on this show? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh yeah, I know about it. And I thought, okay, well, let's have a phone call. Let's see what it's all about. I kind of wanted to just have a little bit of a kind of thing of, let's have a bit of information about it. So I got on the phone to someone and they were like, oh my God, can I pass your details on? And I was there like, oh, do you know what? I just had that one of that moments, that day where you're like, oh, do you know what? Let's see where something goes. So, yeah, and then it kind of went into a lot of other things. And I remember, I don't know if I veered off your question, but I remember sitting in the hotel the day before I was going to go on the show. And I phoned my mum up, and I'm there like, I speak to my mum a lot, by the way. My mum's, yeah. Anyway, phone my mum up, and I'm there like, Mum, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Why am I just about to go on the show? Yeah, I was like, oh no, I'd never go on that. I'd never go on that. And yeah.
You touched on a great point, and I mean, a lot of us, I feel, reach right out to our mothers like the first time that we freak out over a real world or an adult experience. Any best advice that your mom or your stepdad, your dad had ever given you growing up that brought you to where you are now with below deck, excuse me?
Massively, and it's something they've reinforced a lot more recently. You know, life is made for living. Live your life and kind of step outside your boundaries, step out. If you're always in a bubble and you're not willing to kind of step over that next wall or whatever, then, you know, where are you going to go? Step up, go for it. You know, it's an adventure.
Life is an adventure, absolutely.
Exactly. I wouldn't be here.
Kind of back to just Conrad now. You know, I feel like a lot of people will associate you with Below Deck, and that's fine. But back to Conrad is, just silly question, but favorite sport? You know, I know you mentioned earlier, we were talking a little bit about your childhood, but any favorite, teams you root for?
No,
like
I must
play?
admit,
Yeah.
this is really bad, and I know I'm English, but I don't really like football. I'm not. We're cutting out. No, I don't. I don't like. Football's never really done anything for me. I love a bit of rugby, and probably not my childhood, but when I was growing up, being in the pub and watching rugby is really good fun. And but no, sports was never really my thing. I never did well at it.
No. Sport. No. Did you find that a lot of actually I just lost my train of thought. Just again, Conrad, not Below Deck, is if you could go back in time, and this is a very, very, very detailed question or answer, I feel. If you could go back in time, is there anything you would change?
In my life?
In your life?
Jeez. That's a deep one. I could see everyone going, that's a good one behind. If I'm honest, no. Everything I've ever done has led me to this event now. Every decision, every choice, everything I've ever done, and you kind of grow as a person. You kind of grow as, everything you ever do. So I could point out numerous things, but I wouldn't say I regret them because the pure fact of it's led me to where I am now.
I think a lot of people would agree with the phrase, everything happens for a reason.
I'm very much a believer in that.
Right.
Very much.
Right.
Maybe shagging on TV probably wasn't the greatest thing, but never mind. Moving on.
Moving on. Is there any big plans to return to Below Deck from you? You don't have to go into too much detail on this guy.
I would, yeah, purely for the adventure. But, it as well, like, You know, I would because money is great. But, you know, it's, I don't know. You know, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't.
Sorry.
You're smiling. Why are you smiling? What's the next one?
No, we're gonna save our viewer questions for a little bit later, towards the end of the interview. So we're gonna keep.
Why are they worse than yours?
They're comical. I'll say that much.
Cheers, guys.
I'll say that much. You know, you're here. You're in New York.
Sorry,
right
I've just read a question. I'm not going to read anymore.
Don't read any more of my questions. Being, you know, you're here in New York right now, and I know when you're in the United States, typically this is where you are. Is we need to know, us New Yorkers, we need to know, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite New York food?
That should be an easy one.
Oh yeah, I've been banging on about it all day, haven't I? I love a New York bagel. Just the bagels are amazing. Put a bit of like chicken, and Ryan introduced me to this one. Bit of chicken salad in it, cinnamon, and is it raisin?
Cinnamon raisin.
Ryan,
Cinnamon
where
raisin.
on God's earth did you take him?
Magic bagels.
Magic bagels.
They're
Wow.
so good. So
Magic bagels. Good place. French toast bagel. You got to try the French toast bagel.
The French toast
French
bagel.
toast bagel.
Really?
It's like French toast in a bagel.
Does anyone eat, speaking of the different bagels, does anybody eat the rainbow bagels?
They don't taste like anything.
Do they not?
And they just look pretty, and they taste pretty mediocre.
So basically they're just a waste of time.
It's an absolute waste of,
Okay, cool.
it's a waste of calories. That's the
It's
word.
to make a kid eat food, isn't it?
It's appealing. Conrad. Is that? Oh boy. We had two. Wait, I think some of people on staff had one too many shots.
I think they
today.
have, yeah.
I think we're gonna need to
Maybe
cut
we shouldn't
them
do
off.
these interviews with drinks anymore.
Yeah, we gotta stop this.
Anyway.
Anyway,
It's getting loose in here.
loosey goosey. Is that what? Is that the phrase? That's the
Loosey goosey.
So on the topic of being here in New York, any plans to make Long Island or New York home at some point, or you
Good one.
even cross your mind?
At the minute I'm commuting, you know, but you know when it just depends. When things get full on, I will then have to consider it. Yeah, you know, it all depends how often kind of things go on, and I need to be here. At the minute, I wouldn't say I'm commuting, but I'm just kind of coming back and forth as and when.
Commute is a good word to use.
Commute.
It's a commute across the
It's a
across
long
the pond,
commute.
right?
A
Is that
pond,
what, is that what it's called?
a pond's quite a word for what I fly across. To be honest with you, I've done it on a boat before, and it took long time.
Do you like New York more than the UK, or the UK more than New York, or
Oh, see,
is that a low blow type
That's
of
a
question?
low blowy question. I
We
feel
gotta
like
cut that one.
We don't have to cut that one. We don't have to cut one. Okay, New York is great. I love New York, but it's busy to say the least. I go home, right, and I go in my local pub, right? It's a walk. It's called the Elm Tree. It's great. And you go down to it, and they do my perfect little cider there. They know me. They put it on the bar, and I live in the middle of nowhere. There is nothing but cows and sheep walking around. Don't know if you saw my Instagram story the other day.
Yes.
That was quite good with the cows in the middle of the road. You know, that's home for me.
Right.
Don't know.
Was that a cow?
Was that an attempt at a cow voice?
That didn't sound like a cow to me.
That wasn't a So we got hecklers in the corner.
So, this is a very, very, very.
This is
you
a
know,
question.
this is a question that may require a little bit of thinking. If you could have dinner.
Okay, it's not the question I thought it was. Carry on.
Nope, it's not.
Yep.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would that be?
Oh wow, that's a
This is gonna take a little bit
that's a
of time.
tough one, Ryan. It would not be you.
Maybe Luciano.
Yeah. What was that? Was a weird noise. Oh, that's a tough one. Any ideas? Want to fire my way? Anyone around here? No? Huh?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
It's Harry's wife, Meghan Markle. You can't see the title of that.
Oh yeah, Meghan Markle. I don't think it would go anywhere though, and I think I would probably be banned from the UK. But you know, she's cute. She's cute. I should probably say the Queen at this point, shouldn't I?
You probably should. Yeah, you probably
I
should.
thought that everyone was probably
Yeah.
thinking that. No.
But I'd just like to point out Meghan Markle is an American playing.
Yeah, she is.
Not anymore.
She's got a British passport now.
She does.
I'm
She
gonna
does.
cross my legs.
Got a little British in it.
That was perfect. Cut. So Meghan Markle. That's who you would want to have dinner with.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Is that alright? Like you guys are.
I just don't want Prince Harry to send the Royal Guard or Navy over to kill us all or something. Oh, do we move on?
I
Yeah.
think we move on.
I think we move on. Okay.
I don't know who else there would be.
So you know, Conrad, very, very, very serious question here. Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah. I
Really?
love a bit of chocolate, but vanilla. It's nice and clean, crisp, simple.
Vanilla bean or just vanilla?
What's the difference?
Apparently, there is a difference.
Is there?
Yeah.
This
Don't know what it
sounds-
is.
This sounds like a very, very. I don't know. This is kind of sounding quite intense, and kind of. It sounds like we're chatting each other up with vanilla and chocolate.
I just want to get to know you as best I can.
Yeah, there it is.
That's really
There it is.
So vanilla. Vanilla. Get him vanilla. I feel like very tense right now. I need to like.
Just relax.
Can I like just stand up for a second?
If you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
You're doing great, Beth. You're doing great.
It's just
You're doing great. You're like Barbara Walters.
just kind of we're gonna switch gears here really quick because these are the questions I wasn't. privy to.
I was the one that didn't turn my. Turn this one. Okay, cool.
You know, on the same topic of who you would have dinner with, anyone in the world is, and I know celebrities. You know, I can't even talk right now. Conrad, who's your celebrity crush?
Ooh.
Celebrity crush.
See, there's probably a few, but I'd probably say like
We're gonna be here
Holly.
for a while.
Huh?
We're gonna be here for a while.
Hold on, let me just get my list out. Hold on. Holly Willoughby. I always want to say Holly Willoughby because of I don't know if you've ever
Holly
seen.
Berry?
No,
Oh.
Holly
Who
Berry.
the heck is Holly Willoughby?
Holly Willoughby.
Ryan, that was the follow-up question.
Oh, sorry.
Follow-up question.
Follow-up question. So who's Holly Willoughby?
She is a presenter
For us
in
Americans.
the UK.
The presenter in the UK.
Yeah, she's. Yeah, she's on like Keith Lemon this morning and stuff. I guess you could say her. She's cute.
So
Next question. I'm
So-
getting like a little bit red here. Can we move on?
We'll change gears. So in your life, as far as
Actually, scrap that. Let's go back.
sorry, Holly Willoughby. Going back.
Who's? Oh God, what's Suicide Squad? Who's the woman in it?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yes, yes.
Margot Robbie.
Oh God, she is
Wow.
someone else.
Margot Robbie.
If you're watching
If
this.
you watch it.
Which she wouldn't, but if she does.
But if you do,
Whew.
Conrad, my boy. Do you want another shot? Anyone want another shot?
Absolutely not.
I think you do.
I.
Loosen up.
Patty Walters here is on the clock.
I love it.
Conrad.
Patty Walters, so great.
It's not Patty Walters, I swear. No one better call me that.
Too late, I'm changing
Just tag him and
my
everything. Paddy Walters.
Totally, love it.
Most embarrassing moment on camera.
Most
Most
embarrassing.
embarrassing moment. You're grinning.
And it was, you see, this was taken out of context, and I have been ripped non-stop for it. Okay, Below the Heck actually used this as part of the trailer, I think, or something like that. And it was me saying to Hannah, "Just go slowly with me," or something like that. But it was taken phenomenally out of context, and it made me look like a really like wet paper bag. Really, go slowly with me. I don't know. I've just been ripped non-stop for it by my mates.
Do we need to? You have an opportunity right now to let everyone know, to clarify any of that right now on camera in this interview.
What bit?
The out of context that everyone took it, they misinterpreted it.
What, this go slowly with me?
Just go slowly with me.
I guess I did say it. Don't get me wrong, but it was kind of like. We were just talking and whatever, and I was there like, oh, well, if this is going to happen, like, we need to take it slowly. And, like, I was like, just go slowly with it. And I think it kind of came out slightly wrong. A few glasses of wine down. And, well, it will end up up anyway. But, can I say that? Up? Yeah.
I think it's going to be beeped out, but... Anyone got the beep app? Ryan? Beep, beep, beep. Achievements you're most proud of at this point in your life?
Being right here. Just everything that's kind of led up to here. Achievements, it's kind of, I did below deck, I made it. Got pretty on at the reunion, but yeah, no, I'm here.
Is any of the values that you were taught or learned as a child, from whether it was your parents or a person of significance or a good friend, do you find yourself applying that to your life today as now an adult?
Yeah. I've got my parents kind of, no matter what, you're kind of kind and polite to anyone. I take on board kind of, I'd like to say I'm kind of good at taking criticism at times. I think maybe someone would disagree with that one. Yeah, I take a value, like a valued point from everything that happens to me. Like, I always also see the positive in every situation, because I think you cannot go through everything and take the negatives, and I'd like to grow upon everything I kind of do. And I don't know, I kind of see everything as a lesson, if I'm honest with you.
Conrad, so Conrad Renovates, your YouTube series, I mean, it's doing really, really well. Are you finding that you are receiving a lot of inquiries on that from Long Islanders or from people here in the northeast of the United States? I mean, you tell me. I mean, it seems like you're really taking off, though.
It's been really good. I never expected to what people reached out to me with was amazing. Like, I read everyone's messages they ever send me. Like, every message that people have ever sent me, I do read. I just sometimes don't have time to reply. But it's amazing. But, the one thing we are doing is I'm looking for a property. Like, I'm genuinely looking for a property to buy, and I'm still, always looking for that just golden gem. I want to find that house, no matter what the kind of state, what the... it doesn't have to have anything inside it. I'm just looking for this golden gem of a property, and it can be any sort of situation house is in. I'm looking to kind of come and buy it quite quickly and hopefully renovate. I need to make a show, but yeah, guys. That brings me to a very valid point. If you have a home, you want to sell a home, anything like that, please get in touch with either me or Ryan via my Instagram page @Conrad Empson. Or my YouTube page. Just drop us a comment and we'll get in contact with you. But yeah, guys, get in contact if you do. Next question.
Just a follow-up question for Conrad Renovates and your YouTube and all that is for viewers, that they do want to sell a house, or they're looking to buy, they're looking to make, maybe it's Long Island home, or is there any parameters to that where you would go here? Is it just Long Island, or are we looking at or anywhere in this area?
Yeah, I'm mainly looking inside at the moment, just to kind of keep it close to everything, like all of our, because obviously it's I'm getting advice from Ryan, I'm getting advice from a few other different people on the island. I'm mainly looking within Long Island and mainly within Suffolk and Nassau County. I may have pronounced those wrong, but yeah, those are kind of the general areas that I'm kind of looking in at the minute. It may expand out later. So
for all of our Manhattan and 5 boroughs viewers, you're there, you're still the man that they want to talk to if they're looking to make Long Island home, or if they have a friend or a family member here on Long Island.
If you're looking to sell, just drop me a message. I can always say yes or no later on. But if anyone's looking to sell, just get in contact.
All good information. So what I want to turn now is to some viewer questions that we have from your followers and people in the audience, and
People in the audience.
we want to big audience is we had a bunch of questions that came in for you, and we picked through the ones that we thought were most appropriate and, to be honest, just comical. So, a couple
Comical
questions.
worries me.
Comical.
Especially when you haven't mentioned that about the comical ones. that
Comical
come up
is
so far.
definitely nothing to be worried about.
Okey-dokey.
I feel like I'm like playing a piano and this is my music and it keeps falling. Perturb
Do you play piano?
No, I don't actually.
okay.
Oh, that's no question. Do you play piano? So we have Jessica in Seaford, Long Island, and Jessica had wrote in and she asked Connor.
She must have been writing to another show.
Jessica from
Good
Seaford
start.
in Long Island wrote in
Yeah.
and she wrote, Conrad, boxers or briefs?
See, that was the question I read a minute ago.
Well, that was Jessica in Seaford.
Invasive. Boxers, 100%. Briefs are not my thing. Briefs are like budgie smugglers, aren't they?
Yes.
They are.
We're glad you know a lot about it, Ryan.
Ryan, that was a very quick
That was a
answer.
very
Now,
quick
I was keeping it in
Are you
context,
briefs?
guys.
Are you briefs?
No.
He's briefs.
He's Teddy Whitey's.
He is.
Teddy Whitey's. We hear liar being chanted in the audience.
God, those damn hecklers, hey. Boxers, 100% boxers. You can't have everything tight. It's got to be. Better hang, isn't it?
Free flowing. I mean, why would you want to be all constricted?
Exactly. You know what's there. You don't need to feel it all the time.
No, don't need any of that.
No.
Why is everyone
We're-
laughing at us?
I know,
I'm like very much intrigued with this conversation right now.
We're really.
I feel like we're the most serious people.
We
in this
are.
room right
It's
now.
a serious conversation, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know, you
boxers are briefs.
gotta know what's going
Jessica
on down
from
there.
Seaford.
Cheers, Jessica.
Yeah, good job, Jessica.
Now you know.
Another question coming in from Mike.
Briefs. Why would you wear briefs? Sorry.
Mike in Fairfield, Connecticut, writes, how did you become involved in Long Island real estate? I guess maybe Mike's asking as opposed to another market.
Yeah, it might as well be the kind of the truth on this one. There's actually quite a funny story behind this one. So obviously I'd mentioned about doing real estate, and I always wanted to go into real estate. Just kind of in the UK, the UK market is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's expensive for what you kind of get. And I'd always liked America. I love America, and that's when Ryan reached out to me. And was like, hey, like, why don't you, have you ever thought about coming to Long Island, New York? You know, two of your fellow kind of cast members, crew members were there, and, you know, why don't you come and see what it's like? Fly out here, come and see what it's like, and let's see if we can do some of this. You always want to follow it. And I'm there like, again, I had another below deck moment of like, yeah, why not? That could be pretty cool. And then literally just kind of hopped on a plane and thought, oh yeah, okay, I'll come out there and come have a look at it and come and view it. And that's kind of why I decided to make the show that I'm currently producing now, to kind of join you, to make you guys as viewers kind of follow my story and my ups and my downs and kind of see how that goes. But yeah, no, so I literally flew out here and came and hopped on a train, came out to Long Island and met Ryan. But it was actually pretty, as kind of your mum kind of tells you when you're younger, don't meet strangers. Don't meet strangers.
Stranger danger.
And
Stranger
then-
danger.
And there's me, like, with a few phone calls down with Ryan, flying out to New York, coming and catching a train over, and I'm literally stood by a train station on the phone to my friend back home. They're like, I've just had a real realization moment of what I just did. I just flew out to New York. I've caught a random train to somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and I'm literally waiting for him to come pick me up now. What am I doing? What am I doing? Like, send my location. Like, it's
Turn Friend Finder on.
yeah,
Certainly.
yeah.
Friend Finder.
But it's an adventure, and I kind of fell in love with the place, and I love it. I love being in America. Long Island's a great place, and it's close to New York. I love being near New York, and
Right.
you can make any place home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One last question from our viewers. Can I get up for a second? I don't know. I'm gonna get into it.
Did you know? Did you just break the chair?
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
man.
no. What are you
I
doing?
have to call Raymore and Flanagan now. Your chair is broken. Last question from one of our viewers, and I hope this is not too much information here. If it is, feel free to not answer it.
Okay.
So Jackie from Somerset, New Jersey. Jackie from Somerset, New Jersey, you know who you are. Do you sit up
Thank you.
when putting your pants on, or do you sit down and put your pants on? Jackie
Did-
from Somerset, New Jersey.
What's with the underwear comments? Like, maybe I should.
Well, I think this is more of a jeans pants.
Is it
type of thing.
wait, we have different terms for this.
Right,
What was it? Pants. Pants are trousers,
right.
correct?
Trousers, right,
Okay, cool. Just the language barrier.
right.
Do I sit down or stand up?
So,
to
so,
Mum?
do you sit down and you put your pants on, and then stand
No, I'll
up?
hop around.
Or do you, oh, you hop
Oh,
around.
I'm the hopper.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
the whole balance on one leg. I've only
Oh.
got skinny legs, so they slide up pretty easy no matter what I've got on. And yeah,
Wow,
just
that's-
hop
that's-
around up.
I don't even know how I put my pants on. I don't remember now.
Do you know what? This
Wow.
was just to get on with it, don't you?
I think I do the same thing. I think I kind of just jump into them. As I'm standing,
jump
like,
into
I do like a jump
Okay.
right into them.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Right?
what.
So, I mean, now I'm thinking of. Thank you, Jackie from Somerset, New Jersey.
That's
I mean,
a
this
good
is
one. That's a good one. That's a good talking
It's a
point.
good one, actually. I'm thinking about it myself.
I think we spent the most time on this question out of every single one.
Yeah, we
Good talk
definitely did. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, Conrad. Well, that's all the questions that I have from our viewers, from your viewers. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to swing by and sit with me and enlighten myself, but the world on Conrad.
Thank you. No, it's been fun.
Right.
It's been fun. I'm not too keen on what we had before, but yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Thank
Beautiful.
you. I wanted to kind of, and guys, I wanted to use this as kind of like a time to just tell you the real story. And I can always do another one of these if you think of more questions or whatever, or however this went. But no, thank you all for watching. And yeah, every Tuesday, by the way, we will upload a new video. It's Conrad Renovates, and it will kind of be all sorts of videos, whether it kind of be renovating homes, tips, advice, and yeah. So guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's really much appreciated, and thank you so much for watching. Until next week, bye bye.